What's up, everybody? Tendo here, and with me I've got Hammy Hannah. And today we've been thrift shopping. I got a big old stack of games. Hannah got a few articles of clothing. But today isn't so much about the video games. Well, of course it's about the video games. Of course it's about the clothes. But more so, today it's about the adventure because something a little bit wild happened. It was wild, okay? Check this out. Let's jump right into the first Goodwill here. This Goodwill is one of the three that is pretty much equidistant from my home that I usually start out at on a day of thrifting. And I have mixed luck here. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. Usually if I have good luck, it's just because of the sheer amount that I go here. The law of averages says if you just go often enough, eventually you'll get lucky. So I'm hoping to do that today, but right off the bat, the part of the shelf that has the games on it usually has pretty much nothing. So I'm going to stand around here for a little while and scan all of these DVDs and make sure there aren't any games tucked in there. Like this. I don't have this Wii Titanic game. I probably have half a dozen copies of Halo Reach. So I'm going to put that one back. But I will buy this Wii game. It took a little while, but I also found this Cars game, Mater National. All right, let's get that too, I guess. Now I'm going to go check the rest of the store. And look, there's a Hannah. I don't know. It doesn't look like she found anything in the clothes section, so she's probably doing what I do and continuing on to explore the rest of the store in hopes to find something. What do you think that dog-looking bear thing is? Do you think it's a piggy bank? I don't know. But there's not a lot on the electronic shelves. There's not a lot in the back of the store at all. I have bought a few shelves for the game room here at this particular Goodwill, so I always check the furniture to see if there's anything that matches my specifications, but there is not today. There was a big bunch of drums, and we ended up standing in line behind the guy who bought those drums. He got a heck of a deal, almost a whole drum set for like $18. Not finding much in the rest of the store, I went back to the video game section for one more look-see, and it's a good thing I did because I found this Star Trek game for the Xbox 360. Now on to the toy section. There were a couple interesting things here, nothing that I was going to buy, but there was this Minecraft display toy thing. It's way too big for my Minecraft shelf, but it was interesting to see. There was also one other thing on the shelf that was, I guess, interesting. It wasn't a toy though, it was a purse with my initials on it. Haha, weird. And this probably wins first place for the weird award today. It is a bootleg parachute Spider-Man toy. I almost should have bought it just to put it on my shelf and display it for the sake of its weirdness.
Can I keep them?
Sure.
Okay. Need one more. I'll get this too. Just kidding.
Old Stack of Plates Hannah. That's what I'm going to call her from now on. Stack of Plates Hannah. That's what I'm going to have to introduce her as that in one of my videos coming up. But yeah, she worked really hard to go through every single plate that was there. And look how many plates are on that shelf. It's kind of ridiculous. There's 1,000 plates there. Why are there still companies making plates? Why do we need more plates? Look at all those plates. Now on to the next stop of the day. I have been here once, I believe, on the channel, and that's not near enough because I always find good stuff at this thrift store. This is called Mesa Thrift Store, and it's not easy to miss. The big blue canopy that is its roof, you can see it from miles away. But this is a store that I know for sure keeps all of its video games behind a counter. So I'm going to go stand over by those video games and wait for somebody to come over and help me. There's a few other things here, including an Xbox, as well as this little tray in the middle. It's got a bunch of like Game Boy games and loose cartridges on it. But here's what I'm here for. That's a pretty good stack of games. I'm already eyeballing a few things that I want. And you know what? I didn't have her let me look through all those loose discs. I'm going to have to go back there and do that because there's no telling what's in there. Now, actually going through these games was a bit of a roller coaster because they all had prices on them that were quite a bit higher than I wanted to pay, around $7, $8, $9. And whenever I was looking through them and I pulled one aside that I thought I might want, the lady took the game, and you can see it right here. She crossed out the price and wrote a much lower price on them. They all had $7, $8, $9 on them, and she marked almost all of them down to $1 or $2. And I guess it was because of the color coding system that's on them. They mark them down after they've been there a week or 2 weeks. So this lady knows what color is what. And if it was a blue tag, it was a couple weeks old, and she marked them down to $2. And if it was the week before that color, she marked it down to like $1. So I ended up getting almost everything I wanted out of this pile for a couple bucks. There were a couple games there I did want that she would not mark down. And so I'll have to be going back here very soon to try to get my hands on those games. But I ended up buying a whole stack of games. Probably most of my games from today's haul came from here. There's just so much here. A copy of L.A. Noire. I've already got that. There was quite a bit of stuff here that I already did have. There were quite a few PS3 games that I had, which is strange because I don't own many PS3 games whatsoever. But there were probably about 100 games on the shelves here, and this lady politely let me see every single one of them so I could make sure that I could leave with all of them that I didn't have. And here she is continuing to mark them down. This lady is a saint. I wish this lady worked at every single thrift store that I go to with that magical markdown pin she has. Why does every thrift store not have this? Oh, you want this $10 game? Well, here, let me take out my magical markdown pin and mark that bad boy down to $1. Yes, please. There was, again, Flushed Away. I've got that. There's a couple more games here I did have. But about half of it I didn't have. And you can see I'm just throwing stuff aside. I was like, I'll take these, ma'am, and you can put these back. So she would put them back and grab me another stack of games. This was fun. This was probably the most fun I've had at a thrift store in a little while. Just seeing what she would mark down and wouldn't. I couldn't figure out what the color scheme was because some of them had white stickers. She was marking those down too. Halo 2 Special Edition. I thought about buying it, but I think that was one she wasn't going to mark down. Half-Life, I bought that one. I bought this basketball game because why not, for $1 or $2. And I had to ask her several times, this is marked down, this isn't marked down. She's like, oh, yeah, this is marked down. To be completely honest with you, I think she was just doing like the best she could off the top of her head. But I appreciate it nonetheless, because if I'd have paid for what those games were marked, I would have left spending a couple $100 a year, but I left spending maybe 20 or 30. And look at this. There's a huge stack of We Fit and We Fit You, but these were not coming down in price. They were all $3-4. I don't know why or what exactly, but been pretty funny if I could have left with like 5 copies of We Fit for $5. That would have been a great day. This jewelry sorter tray full of video games was pretty amusing too. There were a couple Sega Game Gear games in here. One that I had and one that I didn't. This Ninja Gaiden game I did not have, so I'm definitely going to buy it. Some Game Boy games, an actual loose PSP game without its plastic case. If that's not, maybe it's a GameCube game. I couldn't tell. It looked a little small, actually, on the small side to be a GameCube game. Yeah, because there's a PSP game in its case. It looks about the same, doesn't it? Now on to the last stop of the day, and this is where things get weird. And I mean really weird. I'm going to walk in this Goodwill and tell me right off the bat if you can see anything that's wrong. All right, bam. Do you see it yet? How about now? You should be able to start to tell by now. It's not so easy to tell because there are a lot of windows on the front of this store, so the inside of this store looks nice and bright, all right? But if you look on into the back of the store, things get a little bit dark. Now, my camera, despite getting a little bit noisy in low light, it does have a good ISO rate. So you're not going to quite get the full effect of what my eyeballs see here. But the lights are out, okay? We walked into this Goodwill, and the power is out completely. No registers are on, no nothing. And this was a first for us. We've never walked into a Goodwill and the power just been completely out. To be completely honest with you, I was surprised that they let us go on in because, liability, et cetera, et cetera. But no one seemed to care that we walked in the front of the store, so I went straight to the video games, found a PSP UMD of Godzilla, and it's actually in the case. So, hey, if they kick me out now, I'm just going to pay for this and leave. Actually, we just figured it out at this point in the video that people are still checking out if they have cash. They're just writing paper receipts, and I'm happy because I'm finding stacks and stacks of PSP UMDs. And then we hear someone say that it's cash only. There was a lady working at the cash register. She was yelling over and over again, you can check out now, but it's cash only. And we sometimes carry cash, but not usually when we're in town. We do carry cash when we travel, just for emergencies. But in town, there's no need to carry it because the nearest ATM is usually just a few feet away. But not only have I found a stack of things that I wanted, but look what Hannah has here. tons of stuff in her hands, and we've got to buy this stuff. So I told her, let me have it. I'll hold on to it. You run to the nearest ATM. Doesn't matter what bank it is. Get a couple 20s out. So while she did that, I kept digging around, and the DVD section had tons and tons of games tucked in there. I ended up finding some Final Fantasy and lots of other good stuff. And it got a little bit tricky at this point because Hannah's texting me all the while, and it turns out half the town's power is out. I guess where we're at, she cannot find a bank that the power is not out. So she ended up having to drive quite a few blocks over just to get back to a part of town where the power is on and to get those 20s out. Let's come back to that in a second, because look at this. Look how dark it is. My phone sees better than my eyeballs. It's kind of hard to explain, but I can't see nothing at this point. I can see that aftermarket GameCube controller way better now than I did. My hands could tell that it was aftermarket, but here's one of those knob N64 controllers. I kind of wanted it, but I couldn't see the price tag, and I wasn't quite interested enough to really check it. But it was crazy because also at this point they started yelling at people and saying, guys, don't go to the darker parts of the store. Stay up here in the middle. So I was just able to kind of look at everything quick enough and get back to the part of the store they wanted us to be in. And yeah, I'm glad I did, because this was quite an experience. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Hannah ended up taking just the right amount of time because I was in line behind the last of the people that were checking out, and they were going to lock the doors behind them. And she walked in the door as the last person in front of me was checking out. It was perfect timing. They didn't have to wait on us any extra, and we were able to get our video games and clothes and pay for it with cash. This was a wild time, and it was super wild. 5 stars. Would shop in the dark again. All right, guys, we were back in the game room, and wasn't that wild?
That was crazy.
Have you ever had that happen before?
I mean, no, never.
I can't recall that having ever happened. The lights went out at the Goodwill before we even went in. And you know what? I think, now that I think about it, we got a little bit lucky because we left there with some great stuff, right? When we went in there, the regional manager hadn't showed up yet. And so people were still shopping, had their cell phone lights on and stuff. And it wasn't maybe 5 minutes later after we got there that the regional manager showed up and started directing people what to do. And they started stopping people from going to the back corners of the store where the light from the front of the store wasn't reaching. And so I actually got to go through the whole store and get my hands on some stuff right before they started kicking people out. Well, they didn't kick anybody out. They let everybody that could pay with cash and leave. And because we don't really carry any cash around with us in town, we ended up being the last ones to leave because Hannah had to go pick up some cash while I stood around.
Which was crazy in itself.
Because half the town was out of power.
And so much of it. Like the bank, everything.
She had to go several blocks down. They didn't wait any extra on us. The last person in front of me checked out while Hannah walked in the door. They didn't want to let you in.
No. They were like, excuse me, ma'am, we're closing. And I was like, but here's my stuff, let me in, please.
She's like, my boyfriend's in line, and I'm just here to pay for it. I've got cash. And so yeah, right as that last person walked out, we paid for our stuff. Everybody there was super apologetic, and I was like, guys, stop apologizing. This is like an adventure.
It was amazing.
This is one day I'll write a book about thrifting, and this will be a whole chapter. How's that song go?
It's the time that the lights are out in Goodwill.
That, Marjorie, just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in
Goodwill. Oh my God. Well, that's that. That's the end of the episode. We don't even need to talk about the games. Goodbye, guys. Peace out. All right, let's wipe that one off.
That was embarrassing.
I'm not embarrassed. It just was, I don't know how to feel about it yet. Let's talk about the stuff that you got, and then we'll talk about this monstrous stack of video games.
I don't know whether to start with the decent stuff, the good stuff, or the amazing stuff.
Save the best for last.
Okay, so I got these boots. I liked them. They were $3. They're just super Western. I liked them.
Metal tip. You know what my dad would say about these boots?
What?
My name is Dallas. Okay, that's my real name. Some of you may not know that yet. I don't know, but my birth certificate says it. Dallas Blanton. Actually, even more country sounding, which is important to this story because it's about how country my roots are. That's how we say roots. Roots. I swear to God, that's how my mom says it. And she's not even the country one. She's from California. That's how she says it. I would wear boots like these in my youth because I, won many, many ribbons at horse shows. True story. But I like boots like this, and my dad would say, son, you could kill a cockroach in a corner with those boots because they're so pointy.
Dad, no.
Swear. True story. Anyways.
Boots. Next was...
wait a minute, though. I told you to save the best for last. How are those not the best thing you got?
Oh, just wait. I'm so happy about the stuff that I have.
We're probably going to have to agree to disagree, but okay, go ahead.
Well, all right, then. This is in the blacked out Goodwill. This is the first thing I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go get cash. Like, I can't not leave with these.
Yeah, it's very detailed. Look at it's not corduroy, but different material in the pocket.
They're beautiful. Just little 90s overalls.
Oh yeah, I only remember now because they don't have the what do you call these? The hooks? The
attachment, the little
fasteners.
Yeah, but there's just like a little hole here. I don't know if the person that had them just did that, and then that's
well,
weird.
I only pointed that out to say that some of you probably already know, almost all of you probably already know, we make our money reselling clothing. We don't really resell games much, just clothing, and we are not at all adverse to fixing things. Not only are we not adverse to fixing things, but we also always keep our eyes open for things that we can combine, put together, crop, cut, and make different and sell. Some of our best sales usually are things that we've either fixed up or modified.
So we'll just put some little fastener things on it. It should be good to go.
We actually have you can't see it because it's just off camera, but I have an entire assortment box of different fasteners and stuff just like that I've harvested from the Goodwill bins over time. Sometimes if we don't buy a pair of overalls, I'll just snip off the fasteners and take those home from the bins.
So I am just like marginally less excited about this one than the next bit, but I don't know how marginal that is because these are incredible.
You know what? I think my brain... was this at the Power Out Goodwill too?
This was.
I was a little frazzled because of the adventure we were on, and I just kind of looked at those and said, oh, okay, it's overalls with a print on it, but that is awesome.
It's amazing. I see a lot of the Disney ones. So
I almost want to say, let's put that in the closet, and I'll lose 200 pounds.
It's worth losing weight for.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You were saying...
I've gotten a lot of Disney ones before, so I've had like Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse before, but I've never had a Looney Tunes one. Like this is mind blowing.
Yeah,
I love them. They're so cool.
Well, yeah. They fit you?
Maybe, but again, I don't put on my stock. I've said this before. I don't put it on because then I won't sell it, and I'll just hoard everything, and that's a problem.
Yeah, it probably would be for me too, but none of it fits me, so it's okay. But I really do like those.
They're really cool.
Anything at this point that has Looney Tunes on it, we can sell. Like seriously, that's all the stuff that Hannah. Oh, that is not all the stuff that Hannah got. She said, "Nope, I forgot all about this too."
I am beyond excited about this stack of dishware. Oh my God! Don't break it.
I didn't think you could top your Batman Ice Cube trays from the other day, but I think you did.
I got a mixed match set of bowls.
Do those bowls not go together?
They're the same brand, but they're just different prints.
Okay.
I just really wanted a whole set of dishes that didn't match, but like went together.
Okay.
So.
Let's just make sure the people at home understand. We have a set of matching dishes right now. Perfectly fine, normal dishes. And you said you're going to throw those away for these.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth it.
Let's see them.
They're just vintage plates. I have this one. I have that one.
That's almost a bowl. You could drink out of that.
I like that one a lot. It's so cute.
And then there's one more.
This one actually matches the bowl. I broke up the set.
Oh well.
For this. Oops.
Well, I mean, that's all right. We need new plates. Well, we didn't need new plates, but if you need new plates, people, go to the thrift store. Don't go buy them at Walmart, or I don't know where people buy plates. I'm not an adult.
Target.
That sounds way better. There's no need to go buy new plates ever because there's always a million at every thrift store in town. Like, how are we not swimming in plates?
They're so cute.
We have mixed match plates. So, Hannah's mom, if you're watching, this one's probably for you. You're probably going to enjoy this. Me, I mean, it's cool. It's like everything else in my life. It's mixed matched, except my socks. My socks are not mixed matched. I have 200 pairs of the exact same 2 black socks. Not mixed matched at all. I don't know why that's pertinent to this story, or I don't know why that has. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But let's move on to the video games before I talk myself into a hole. I got a lot of good stuff. Starting with, I don't even know what this is, Ninja Gaiden for the Game Gear. I have not bought a Game Gear game on this channel, I think, since back when I went to the Phoenix Game On Expo, and I bought like 20 or 30 Game Gear games. But it's a collection I want to complete very badly, and it's a collection that doesn't have a ton in it, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to complete. But I'm back in the game with Ninja Gaiden. And then I got a stack of PSP UMD discs, starting with Dude, Where's My Car? What does mine say? Sweet. Dumb and Dumber, unrated. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. It has been brought to my attention that they're building the first White Castle here in Phoenix.
They are. It's opening really soon.
And people are super hype about it. Okay, story time with Tendo. I did an eating contest. Did I ever tell you about this?
No!
I did an eating contest one time at a White Castle. It was a church thing. I don't know what on God's green earth we were raising money for. But the thing you had to do was go around to the people at church or people you knew and said, hey, will you sponsor me for this eating contest? And we're not competing with each other. It's however many I eat, you give me $1 or however many dollars you want to for each White Castle burger we eat.
Oh my gosh.
So, those poor people.
Those people were going to be so mad at the end of the story.
Of course, all these people know me and know how much I can put down, so tons of people weren't really interested in sponsoring me, or if they did, it was like a quarter or 50 cents. But I did get a few people who did do $1. And because I could eat so much, I ended up eating like a crave case and a half, like 40 of those sandwiches. And, yeah. You know what the funny part was? I ate 30, 35, something like that, maybe it was like 38. It got ridiculous. And when I was done, I wasn't really so full I was going to be sick. I was just tired of the taste of that sandwich. And I joked at that time, and I really meant it. I could walk across the street to McDonald's, and I could keep eating. The problem's not that I'm full, it's that these are just so gross after about 15 that you don't want to keep eating them. True story, but I did win. I did raise the most just because, like, 4 people at $1 a piece, that just smoked everybody else who did $5 a piece and ate, 5. Right? True story. Anyways, story time with Tendo. The weirdest things. These things make me think of the weirdest things. Godzilla for the PSP also. And then Cars, Mater National for the Wii. And then Titanic, Secrets of the Fateful Voyage. I love these generic titles. That looks interesting. I have complained a few times on this channel that there's not enough Star Trek games. I have not found enough of them. Star Wars Legacy for the 360.
You said Star Trek.
I have committed one of the cardinal sins of nerdery. I'm sorry. I have complained, which is so funny because there are so many Star Wars games in existence. Please forgive me. Please. There are not enough Star Trek games in existence, but I got one more today. And then, I have not been finding enough of the Final Fantasy games. I found one, I think, last video. Go back and watch that if you haven't already. But I found one today too. Final Fantasy X. This is actually, to the best of my knowledge, the only Final Fantasy I've ever played. NCAA Final Four 2001, which I hope to be changing soon. I hope to go back and play some of these ones. Comment below, which Final Fantasy should I play? It's not going to be the one that I bought yesterday because it was online only. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003. Madden 2002. And then here we go, a platinum hits of The Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. And then Half-Life. I've never played this, but I had vague memories of watching someone else play it. It looks like one I'll have to go back to. Metal Gear Solid 3. I actually already have this, but this will go for a few bucks in trade-in credits. So for the $1 or so that I paid for it, it was worth getting just for the trade-in credit. And one, Street Ball. Played this a little bit with my brother growing up. And I'm very excited about this. Greatest hits copy of Tomb Raider Legend. I remember playing that. 007. Also greatest hits. Today was a great day for greatest hits. And then this game you guys might have to tell me about because I know nothing about it, but it looks very interesting. The Bouncer. I love this cover. This is going to have to be a front-facing game. I put on display when I get a front-facing shelf because that looks awesome. And then classic. I got 2 Harry Potter games. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for PS2. I already had this on a couple other systems, but I didn't have it for PS2. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Alright guys, leave us a comment. Let us know what your favorite thing that we got today was. I'm probably tied between these two. Ninja Gaiden and The Bouncer. I'm gonna be putting this in this week. I gotta know what this game's about. What was your favorite thing?
Can I do a tattoo? Because it's the overalls and the plates. I don't know.
My favorite thing you got was these cockroach killers. Those are beautiful. Guys, make sure to comment. Let us know. What'd you like? Tell us here on YouTube what you liked, what your favorite thing was, and then go over to our Discord and discuss these things further. Hey, we can discuss things here on YouTube too. But comment here, go over to the Discord, tell me what you bought this week. Tell me what you're looking for your collection. If you haven't joined our Discord already, please do so. It's just another place we chat about these things. Also, before you go, make sure to go over to our Twitch page and follow. If you're not a Twitch person, it's fine. If you already have a Amazon account, you've already got a Twitch account. That's how that works. It's Amazon owned. So just go over there, sign up, and when we go live with video games, we'll be playing some of this random stuff that we bring home. Come over there and chat with us while we do. You might just drop by when we're playing The Bouncer. Who knows? You might just drop by when we're playing Ninja Gaiden. I really think a lot of you watching will enjoy watching us stream because you can't see it off camera here, but I'm sitting in front of 3 computer screens plugged up to 2 computers, plugged up to a dozen different devices, all meant to capture any console imaginable. So we can stream anything. So go over to our Twitch and follow. Also, before you go, guys, the most important thing, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube because we are still just climbing in subscribers. We're getting really close to 600 now. We told you guys we were going to do a 500 sub special, and that flew by, and we weren't able to do it because we had to go back home for a funeral and stuff. But it's all right because that 1,000 sub mark is coming just as fast as the 500 mark did, and we will for sure be doing a 1,000 sub special. We've already got it all planned out. It's going to be ridiculous. Actually, I've got it all planned out. She has no idea what I'm talking about. And it's good she doesn't have any idea what I'm talking about because she'd say no. But she won't say no when I spring it on her. I have plans. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that when we do post these videos or when that 1,000 sub video does come, you'll get a notification and you can come back and hang out with us then. Until then, guys, peace out.